Thank you for joining us on Black Investments Matter. I'm Antoine Anderson. Your home is your biggest investment. What do you do if your home has a lien attached to it? How do you find out if there's a lien attached to it? Stay tuned to find out. In the case with real estate, property liens are basically claims or legal rights against your property, preventing you from selling it, refinancing your mortgage, or anything like that until the debt you owe to this third party that filed this lien has been satisfied. Typically, this only happens if you are seriously delinquent on your mortgage and you have not really contacted your lender to set up a payment arrangement plan or filed some type of Chapter 13 protection for your property or Chapter 7 in some cases. What you would need to do to prevent these liens from becoming public is to catch up the debt. But in the case with the many evictions and foreclosures we've seen in the state of Georgia, liens can be granted to anyone, especially tax liens, for example. The state says you owe money on your taxes, you haven't paid your taxes in years. The state gives you a time to work that debt out. You don't make that debt, the state can actually sell that lien to a third party. Now, once that lien goes beyond 1, 2, 3 years, each year that lien is out there, it's another 10%, 20%, 30%, 40% on what you actually owe to satisfy that debt. And at any time after the second year, the lien holder can foreclose on your property and collect the monies owed. Now, there are three main ways you can find out if your property even has a lien associated to it. Sometimes you're not even aware of the debt that's been levied against your property. You haven't paid your taxes in a while. You pretty much know what's going on with that. But what happens if a debt collector puts a lien against your property? And that does happen from time to time. Your first step to finding out if you have a lien is to go down to the courthouse yourself or your county's assessor's office. That way, you can inquire in person whether or not there is a lien placed against your property. Documents are typically not required for this type of information, which is what makes those offices such big targets for mortgage fraud, because people come down to those offices and place liens on properties that they don't hold by possessing or presenting different types of documentation, forged documentation in many cases, to gain ownership to your home and then sell it. Be very careful about that. Most times you can use online tools, but I would only recommend using the online search tools that end in a .gov, for the simple reason that you're not going to get spammed and ads running across your page from a .gov website. It's just the straight information. You type in verification information such as your last four of your social security number, and you will have any record. And in many cases, like in the state of Georgia, you'll get a copy of the discharge or release or withdrawn letter once that debt is satisfied, showing that you do not have any additional enforceable liens on your property. The last option to find out if you have a lien on your property is to contact a title company. They can work with you and see from their standpoint whether or not there's been some liens placed on your property and if and what it will take to negotiate to get these third parties to remove their liens from your property. Always remember that knowledge about these type of things is the greatest weapon you will have against any invader trying to seize access or control of your property. To make sure that you are safe, you need to be educated about what's actually going on behind the scenes. This is not as daunting as it may seem, but it's definitely needed because, as always, time is money. Not all money is good money, especially when these creditors try to put a lien on your property and they're not even, actual creditors. So watch how you spend that time and money.
To get rich, to make a life well living.